Just hours after my daughter was born, we were settled into our new hospital room and were hoping to get some rest. Olivia was in her bassinet next to my hospital bed. My husband was in the fold-out chair on my other side. We were all exhausted, yet Olivia and I could not sleep. I watched Olivia wiggle and squirm, never sleeping for more than 5 minutes at a time. I got up to get her, and I brought her into bed with me, and I cuddled her into my arms. She fell asleep soundly, and I kissed her head, and then I realized why she was having so much trouble sleeping in that cold, hard, plastic bassinet. Only hours before, Olivia had been inside my warm, cozy womb, listening to and feeling my heartbeat, where she had spent the past 36 weeks and 6 days. How could I now ask her to sleep in that plastic bassinet all alone? My husband and I decided to co-sleep. Co-sleeping is defined as the practice in which babies and young children sleep with one or both of their parents, as opposed to in a separate infant bed, according to Wikipedia.com. There are so many emotional and physical benefits, along with conveniences, and there's safe ways to co-sleep that almost any parent can share this amazing experience with their child. I want to tell you why you should co-sleep with your child. Michael Commons and Patricia Miller are researchers at the Harvard Medical School's Department of Psychiatry, and they've studied co-sleeping. They say that early stress resulting from separation from the mother causes damage to an infant's brain and makes future adults more susceptible to stress in their lives. Physical contact and reassurance will make the children more secure and better able to form adult relationships when they head out on their own. Infants who sleep with their parents are more connected to their parents, according to Dr. William Sears. A baby who sleeps with his or her mother feels more secure than a baby who sleeps alone. Dr. Sears also states that during a sleep sharing versus solitary sleep arrangement study, there was much interaction between the sleep sharing mother and the baby. He says there's a lot of mutual touch and interaction that occurs between sleep sharers. What one does affects another. Dr. James McKenna, a Notre Dame anthropologist and leading sleep researcher, suggests that it's confusing for a baby to be cuddled during the day, but then expected to be all alone at night. The article, The Family Bed, The Risks and Rewards of Co-Sleeping by Kate Prato, states that the practice of co-sleeping encourages bonding and security and has been a cultural norm all over the world for centuries and is still practiced widely outside of North America. Almost any parent can co-sleep with a child easily when taking the proper safety precautions, so here are a few tips to encourage you. It's safest to put the baby between the mother and the wall or a guardrail and the mother, according to Elizabeth Pratley of About.com. It's best to avoid placing the baby between mother and father to reduce the risk of someone rolling over onto the baby during the night. If you want your baby to sleep next to you, but you're nervous about the baby being in your bed, you could try something called an arm's reach co-sleeper bassinet. This bassinet has 3 sides and it connects to your bed so that your baby is still right next to you and you can co-sleep, but the baby isn't actually in bed with you. This can be a very nice compromise. There are several instances when a person should not co-sleep. These seem to be pretty obvious. If you're under the influence of drugs or alcohol, you obviously should not sleep with your baby. And a mother or father who is extremely exhausted from sleep deprivation should avoid co-sleeping due to it being harder for them to wake up. Simple common sense precautions should be taken when co-sleeping with your infant. Your baby should be clear of any pillows or blankets. You should only co-sleep with one child at a time, no more than one child in the bed at once. You should never sleep on the couch, co-sleep on the couch, where there is a greater risk of the child falling between the pillows and suffocating. I didn't realize how many physical benefits there were to co-sleeping, but I'm so happy that we did it, and I know you would be too. What parent doesn't worry about SIDS? Well, Dr. Sears says that according to new research, Infants who sleep nestled next to their parents are less likely to succumb to the tragedy of SIDS. How can that be, you ask? Well, research suggests that infants who are at risk of SIDS have a diminished arousal response, and they spend more time in deep sleep, where it can be difficult to arouse if an apnea episode occurs, which is when the baby stops breathing. Having the mother right next to the baby, the mother acts almost as a breathing pacemaker. The mother and baby develop a sleep harmony where they have simultaneous sleep stages, and they're mutually aware of each other's presence. Now, it's because of that sensitivity that the presence of the mother raises the baby's arousability and awareness, therefore reducing the risk of SIDS. In the 30 years of observing sleep-sharing families in his pediatric practice, Dr. Sears says that one thing is absolutely for sure, that co-sleeping babies are thriving. And thriving not only means that they're getting bigger physically, but they're growing emotionally and intellectually as well. Dr. McKenna found in his research that mothers who sleep with their infants are very in tune to them. He finds that mothers are keenly aware of their child's breathing and temperature throughout the night, and so they're able to quickly respond to their infant if there's any significant changes. Imagine getting more sleep as a parent of a new baby. Co-sleeping can make that possible. For a breastfeeding mother, co-sleeping is a godsend. Rather than having to stumble out of bed and get the baby up from the crib, the mother can simply nurse the baby as they lay in bed, often without even fully waking up. McKenna states that babies who sleep with their mothers enjoy greater immunological benefits from breastfeeding, nursing twice as often as babies who sleep alone. Babies who co-sleep even stay asleep better than babies who don't. When a baby is in a light sleep, the mother's presence lets the baby know that it's okay to go back to sleep. And often even just a soft touch of the mother's hand can ease the child back to sleep. The mother of a co-sleeping pair gets more sleep and better quality sleep than a non-co-sleeping mother. If the baby awakens at night, the co-sleeping mother can quickly settle him or her down without either of them fully awakening. However, if the baby is in a crib, in another room, the mother must fully awaken in order to tend to the child, who chances are is also now wide awake because he or she was crying. Having to suddenly awaken from a deep sleep to attend to a crying baby is what leads to sleep-deprived parents, according to Dr. Sears. Co-sleeping has been one of the best and most natural decisions that my husband and I have made as parents. Though there are so many emotional benefits to co-sleeping, many safe ways to co-sleep, important physical benefits, and even conveniences to co-sleeping, the greatest reward we've had is a happy, well-balanced, and healthy little girl. There's nothing better than waking up next to those big blue eyes and smiling face every morning. I wake up every day knowing that I've done something wonderful for my daughter by having her sleep next to me. I urge you to consider this incredible bonding experience for you and your child. Thank you.